Revenge films.
My name is Naoko, and I'm a stay-at-home wife. This is my husband, Tomoya, and we've been living together since we got married. I was working as a receptionist at a bank when I was single, but my husband told me that he wanted me to quit my job and focus on taking care of things around the house when we got married. So I did just that. I've been working hard every day to get all the chores done on time, working every day, and my husband seemed to appreciate everything I'd been doing for him. There was a part of me that still wanted to keep on working every day, but I was able to keep going because of the support my husband was showing me. But 3 years after we got married, my husband's attitude towards me drastically changed. That day, I was cooking dinner while waiting for my husband to come back. But when he did get back, he ignored me and went straight to the living room without saying anything. That's when I knew he was in a bad mood. Is everything all right? Did something happen at work?
Man, I wish I was able to live like you. All you do is leech off of my earnings.
I couldn't believe my ears. What?
What did you do during the day today?
What do you mean? What did I do? I went out for groceries and did some cleaning like usual.
I bet you were sitting on the sofa all day while I was at work doing my best to put food on the table.
What? No, of course not.
You've got it so easy. You don't even have anything to worry about. You can just sit back and relax all day and still survive.
Hey, that's not fair. Why are you acting like this today, honey?
Oh, because I thought it was about time that I told you the truth. You're a leech, all right?
Why would you call me that? That's such a mean thing to say, and it's not even true.
Of course it's true. You don't have a job, for crying out loud. You're dependent on my salary, and that's the definition of a leech.
But the only reason I quit my job was because you told me to. It's not fair to call me a leech when I'm doing what you told me to do.
Well, that was 3 years ago, all right? That doesn't mean anything at this point.
But it's important stuff. I quit my job because of you. And just like that, we got into a huge fight. We went back and forth for hours, and because we've never had a real fight like this before, my husband started coming home late every day after that. Now that I think about it, I might have been too hard on him. I was going to apologize when I got the chance to sit down and talk with him again, but that's when this happened, and I was forced to change my mind. A couple of weeks after my husband and I had our big fight, I received a call from my husband. It was already past midnight, and he still hadn't come home yet. He was trying to FaceTime me, and when I answered the call, I saw him sitting in front of his phone. But that's when I also noticed there were a couple of coworkers sitting right next to him. Huh? What's going on? Are you out with your coworkers?
Yeah, we've been talking about you, and they want to say hi. Hello, Mrs. Leach. How are you doing?
What's up? Nice to meet you, Mrs. Leach. Good evening.
What the hell did you just call me?
You were home all day again, weren't you? How many hours did you sleep for today? 2? 3?
Stop!
Don't call me when you're drunk. I hung up from the call immediately, but I was extremely hurt from what my husband and his coworkers said to me. And my husband didn't even come home that night. When he finally got back home next morning, he was clearly hungover. But before he could go to sleep, I stopped him and decided to talk to him. Hey, what the hell was that call about, huh? Why did you make those people call me names? Do you know how hurtful that is?
What? But they were just saying the truth.
That's ridiculous. It's not the truth, though.
Whatever. Can you stop yelling at me? My head hurts right now. I'm going to bed.
Hey, wait up! My husband ignored me completely and went back to his room. Because of this incident, I found out that my husband and his coworkers had been calling me names at work. That's why I decided to head to his office and complain to both my husband and his coworkers about what they said to me that night. And when the clock reached 5 p.m., I noticed my husband walking out from the office building. He was the first one to come out, which made me suspicious because he always came home late. So I decided to follow him and see what he was up to. But that's when a woman walked up to him and covered his eyes from behind him. It was the woman that I saw on the FaceTime call. They then held hands and walked into a love hotel together. I was about to go insane from rage and disgust, but I knew that I had to get evidence of their affair before they got away. I immediately grabbed my phone and took a few photos of them walking side by side. And after I found out that my husband was having an affair with one of his coworkers, I decided to get revenge on both of them. I came up with a plan and decided to execute it immediately. The next day, I headed back to my husband's office at around noon and waited for his girlfriend to show up at the lobby. And a few minutes later, she walked out of the elevator ready to go grab lunch. And so, I stopped her and turned on my voice recorder. "Excuse me, can I talk to you really quick?"
What?
I immediately showed her the photos I had taken the day before of her walking into a love hotel with my husband. "You've been having an affair with my husband, haven't you? If you don't tell me the truth, I'm going to send these photos to your boss." And that's when she told me everything. She's had her eyes on my husband for a while now, and when she found out that my husband was married to me, she started telling him this.
Wow, so you're telling me that she's basically leeching off of your salary? That's terrible! She's using you as an ATM machine.
And that's how she was able to brainwash him into hating me. And a year after she started trying to manipulate him, they started going out with each other. I couldn't believe what she was telling me. She admitted to brainwashing my husband because she liked the way he looked. That's just ridiculous. And so I grabbed my husband's girlfriend by the collar and went to her boss's desk. I told him everything that she told me, and he decided to have my husband and their CEO join the conversation. And with everyone in the room, I brought out the photos and the voice recording that I had captured as evidence. The two bosses were furious at my husband and his girlfriend, and they immediately started apologizing to me. After finding out that he had been brainwashed, my husband seemed very confused and conflicted. And so I told him that I was going to seek for divorce and compensation, and left the office. When my husband got back home that night, he got down on his knees and begged me for forgiveness.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know that she was brainwashing me. I'll never go out with her again, so please forgive me.
He seemed very pathetic to me. "I'm sorry, but I can't trust you anymore, not after what you did." And when I brought out the divorce papers, he refused to sign them.
I will never let anyone manipulate me again, I swear. And I'll also never call you a leech, so please don't try to divorce me.
You really think I can forgive you after you cheated on me? You called me names for crying out loud. That's unforgivable.
I'm sorry, all right?
I ignored my husband, packed my bags, and headed to my parents' place. But I guess he knew where I was going, because he came to apologize to me again the next day. I didn't want to see him though, so I had my parents turn him back. I then told him that I was seeking compensation from both him and his girlfriend through my lawyer. And after a lengthy conversation, my husband finally agreed to file for divorce. It took a while before he even came to the negotiating table, but I guess my persistence worked out in the end. My husband and his girlfriend were fired from their jobs. And now that my husband knew that he was being brainwashed by her, he blocked her out and refused to talk to her. For a while, he was working multiple jobs while looking for another full-time position he could apply to. But that kind of lifestyle was obviously unsustainable, and he ended up falling ill. He became broke soon after, and now he's stuck at home playing video games every day. I guess he's too depressed to come outside. And because my husband's girlfriend had been living a lavish lifestyle, she didn't have any money in her savings account. That's why she returned to her parents' place after she broke up with my husband. And there, she was forced to agree to an arranged marriage with an old and ugly man. She's definitely not going to be happy with him. Oh yeah, and I recently started working at the bank again. I got my own place 2 months after I got a divorce with my husband. For a while, he kept on messaging me to tell me how sorry he was. But every single time he sent me a text, I told him that I did not intend on getting back together with him. I also told him that I was going to call the cops on him if he kept on bugging me every day. And that was the killer blow. He never texted me again after that. Now that my husband is out of my life, I've been able to live stress-free. I had no idea that being single was this much fun. My coworkers and friends hosted a party for me the other day to cheer me up. And life had been so much fun recently. I'm gonna keep on working hard every day to support myself. And who knows? I might eventually find someone that's truly right for me.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.